All right, my fifth graders. This lesson is all about finding the mean of a set of data. Now, mean is one of those words that has multiple meanings. So we're not talking about some numbers being not nice to each other. In math, it means the average. So it's a number that's somewhere in the middle, but it's not technically in the middle like the median is. I'm gonna give you some sort of understanding of what it means, and then we will talk about how to find it. Okay? So, one way to think about it is a leveling out of the data. So if I take all these numbers, 10, 4, 8, 3, and 5, and I think about how can I make all these stacks the same height? How can I level them out to make them like all the same level? Well, if I move a couple from the blue to the yellow, then I move some from the red to the green, and then I pass out those blue to the other ones, I can see, oh, if I share them all equally, then I see that there are 6 in each bar. So I started with 10, 4, 8, 3, and 5, but after I leveled them out, it was all 6. So the mean is 6. But don't worry, you're not going to have to make stacks and make them all level in order to find the mean every time. But I just wanted to show you that the mean can also be thought of making them all level, making them all the same size. In practicality, to find it, we add them all up. Yep. And then we divide by how many there are. So it's like we're putting all those tiles together, and then we're splitting them up into equal groups so that they're all the same size. Okay? So let me give you some data and we'll practice together. So if I take 14, pen. There we go. 14 plus 19 plus 13 plus 22 plus 7. Okay, if I do that, those are my 5 numbers. To find the mean, I add them up, and then, we'll do that. And you can absolutely use a calculator on this practice. 19 plus 13 plus 22 plus 7. Okay, that equals 75. And then the next step is to divide by how many numbers I have. I have 5 numbers, so I divide by 5. If you don't have a calculator, just Google one, or there should be one on your Chromebook. Okay, I get 15. So the mean is 15. So if I had 14 blocks, 19 blocks, 13, 22, and 7, and I put them all in a big pile and I spread them out so that they were all level, I would get 15 in each stack. Let's do another example. Here's my data set. Maybe it's the number of, that was weird. Number of times my dog caught each ball. She loves to chase balls, so she caught one ball 6 times, another one 3 times, then 7, then 3, then 13, 7, and 3. Okay, so those are my data points. Those are all my numbers. So I want to find the mean. You're going to learn a song or listen to a song tomorrow, and it says you add and divide for the mean. So always remember, we add and we divide. We add up all the numbers. So let's start there. 6 plus 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 13 plus 7 plus 3. I know my calculator covered some of those up, but trust me, I get 42. My next step is to divide, and what do I divide by? Well, how many numbers there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So I divide by 7. That gives me 6. If you weren't sure, you could just divide by 7, and that would give you 6. So that is your mean. Now, it won't always work out nicely. Sometimes we'll get weird decimals when we have the mean. I think all the problems on your worksheet are not like that. If I remember correctly, it's a little bit nicer, but just keep in mind that sometimes we will get decimals and we have to round the decimals. One other thing, you'll notice your worksheet is called averages, and you might think, but I thought we were doing mean. Average is really a synonym for the word mean when it comes to math. Okay, they remind you of the steps up here in case you forget, or you can always rewatch this video as many times as you need. But just remember, add, then divide by how many numbers you have. Also, if you get an answer that is not somewhere in between all your numbers, you know you made a mistake somewhere. Like if these are my numbers and I get 18 as my mean, I know that can't be right because it's bigger than all my numbers. Or if I get 1, that's smaller than all my numbers, so I know that can't be right. So that is a good way to sort of check yourself and say, okay, is this reasonable? Is it somewhere in between all of my numbers? All right, I think that is all. If you have any questions, if you want more examples, feel free to let me know. All right, good luck.